I wanted to talk what I think is the next level in kind of like AI harnesses that we have right now. What I'm thinking is that right now, a lot of them are designed so you are talking to each individual agent, and different people have different ways of managing that and whatnot. One of the big ones is this workflow or sometimes even skills and sub agents, right? So you can say, let's plan this feature, then implement it, then run a review sub agent and push to GitHub. I think where a lot of this stuff is going is that the same way as it's a bit annoying to think about is like, oh, you write a bit of code and then you like tap complete. We will think that prompting your agent is also kind of like a bit annoying. The problem that I have a lot is that your agent will be making the same mistakes. The one that I joke a lot is that, especially for like a dumber models, you will say something like, "Oh, we have this problem," and it will say, "Yeah, we have it. Great that you noticed it." It's like, I don't care, fix it, right? Or they will kind of like get out of the loop too early or whatever, and you're just sitting there, kind of like just writing, please continue in a lot of agents, and it's like I want to automate that part of the kind of like the work as well. I also watched this video. This guy's kind of like running like a 20 Claude agents at the same time. They're all kind of like doing something, but importantly, he has hooks in Claude so that like he knows when the agent is idle, he knows how to kind of like send a new prompt to that agent and all that stuff. And how I got into all of that stuff is I actually built my own tool to manage that. My tool was actually built on top of OpenCode because OpenCode has a API, and you can use like different providers and whatnot. If my company decided that they don't want to pay for Cursor anymore and I need to use Claude or whatever, right? I can still keep using OpenCode. And I've been using it for a couple of months, and every time I was thinking is like, I don't want to implement so kind of like many like smaller things that I think they're already implemented. So for a while I was thinking that maybe I can like convert my thing into just basically kind of like a plugin. And I forked T3 code at first, and there was kind of like a widget that was like flying in T3 code that allowed me to do a lot of this stuff. But someone finally mentioned that there's this thing paseo. I think that's the future. There are some like UI things on, or there are some like things that are kind of like not implemented completely, but I think this is how kind of like the future is going to look. It allows you to select kind of like different providers and whatnot. So like on this computer, I have like Cursor, Grok, OpenCode, Copilot, Codex, and Claude, the full set more or less. I'm going to use, let's say, Codex. You don't actually need the best or biggest kind of like model, but the smarter the model is, the kind of like the less errors it makes. We will start with this one and just say how many files we have in this repo. Whatever usually kind of like the task that you're going to have, right? But this time I have agent ID. I can do paseo ls, so it will like show me what kind of like stuff I have running and whatnot. And I can start another agent and I can say run paseo help. There's actually like a skill for this, but I don't have it installed. And see what agent this ID has answered, right? I think Codex allows kind of like threads to talk to each other, and sometimes you can have like a named sub agent. I kind of find this API more understandable. In my tool, I also had just long ID. Yeah, so this is fun, but the next step is even funner, right? It's like ask how many of those are shell scripts, right? This time this agent is not actually going to run this task itself. It's going to talk to that first agent, right? You can see it's kind of like working. And right, it's like they both are running. There is a way to kind of like send in the background, and there is also a way for you to wait on it. But I think by default, send blocks until that other agent finish, right? This is like a very cool thing that I've been using. I also have added voice interface on top of that. So what I can do is that like I will have Jarvis agent that I talk to, and I can ask it stuff is like, hey, what are the agents that finished working in the last couple of hours? What are they blocked on? Please kind of like unblock the ones that are blocked or whatever, right? It's like it's a I really think this is like a next level of a lot of this tooling. I don't have my thing kind of like open sourced yet. Once I'm done with that, I will probably show it off. But for now, you can get kind of like a 99% of the experience by using Paseo.